Hello everybody, I will start my today another coding practice. So in this video, I will solve this question. Longest substring with at most 2 distinct characters. So in this question, I'm giving string S and my task is to return the length of the longest substring. And the substring has to contain at most 2 distinct characters. Okay. Okay, so in this question, I'm giving string S and then return the length of the longest substring, and that substring has to contain at the most 2 distinct characters. Okay, I see. So let me clarify the question statement first. So in this question, the input is the string S. Only that. And I will return the string, which should be the substring of S. Okay. So now let me think of this question with some examples. So let's say I have string like this. In this case, let me think. So at most 2 distinct characters. So I can say these are, substrings which has at most 2 distinct characters. Oh, and obviously each character is also the one because it has only one distinct character. I will write all of them now. Yep. So this is the other substring, which has at most 2 distinct characters. Okay. So in this case, I will return. I will return the length. So I should return 3. Okay. So the output should be an integer. Okay. So to think of this question, probably I can use the 2 pointers. No, I can use the sliding window. So let's think of the end, pointer. So let's think that the substring I'm thinking, let's think of the substring which ends at A, because it can have up to 2 distinct characters. Yeah, I can start from A. And for B, I can start from B. Sorry, I can start from A. And for this C, I can start from A. No, I cannot start from A because in that case, it has 3 distinct characters. So if I decide to end at this C, I have to shrink the window. So yep. So firstly, I was this, and then I move this end pointer to C, and now I find that there are 3 characters. So I move the, left pointer by 1, and now I find that there are 2 distinct characters. So I don't have to shrink the left pointer anymore. Yep. So that's how it works. And next, I move the end pointer by 1 and it reaches next C. And still, this window has only 2 distinct characters. I don't have to move the left pointer. And when I move the end pointer, which is the right pointer, to D, now it has 3 distinct characters. So I have to shrink. I move the, left pointer by 1. And now I find that I don't have to shrink it anymore because it has up to 2 distinct characters. Okay, so that's how it works. So the time complexity should be O of n. because I have to move left pointer and right pointer. And in the worst case, oh no, basically left pointer moves from start index to end index. So it takes over in time. And for the left pointer, in the worst case, it moves from the head until the end, tail. And they move independently, kind of independently. So I have to add two of them and plus n, yeah, which is the time complexity. And for space complexity, basically it should be over 1 constant, because I actually have to keep track of the statistics of the window about which character is there in the window, or how many characters, how many times that character appears in the window or something like that. But this window can have up to 2 characters, so I can think that the space is constant. Okay, so that's it. Now I will start the implementation. Okay. So as I said, I need some statistics in the window. Okay. So in this way, I first remove the left pointer and increment the char count in the hash map. Char count. Then my task is to move the right pointer until it doesn't have. Okay. As long as this window has 3 or more distinct characters. Okay, so let me, define 2 as the constant. So I move the, no, I swapped left and right actually. Yeah, so I move the left pointer, and before that, I have to reduce the sreft count from the hash map. Also, I have to make sure that if this becomes 0, I have to remove the key, because in line 37, length of the keys is used to find out the number of distinct characters in this window. Okay. Good. So now in line 43, now I get the longest substring, which ends at right pointer. Okay, so I return the max of these each rank. Good. Okay, so now let me walk through my code with an example. Okay, let me try with this example. In this case, I should return 3. Which is CBC. Okay. So let me change this. Because yeah, it's okay. Now I start from line 30, length is now 4, so n is 4. And so left begins with 0 and right begins with also 0. And in line 40, S right, which is A, is not in chair count. So now I create a new key here. Okay. Then in line 45, I increment by 1. Okay. Now in line 47, length of the chair count is now 1, which is the length of number of keys of this hash map, which is not larger than 2. So I skip this, and in line 53, now length is 0 minus 0 plus 1 is 1. Okay, so now max length is updated with 1. Good. Now I come back to line 43, and now right pointer is C. And now in line 44, S right is not in chair count. Yes, I created it. Then this is incremented immediately later. Then in line 49, length of check count is now 2, which is not larger than 2. So, yep, I go to line 55, and now right minus left plus 1 is 1 minus 0 plus 1 is 2. So max length is now updated with 2. Okay. And then I get B. So in this case, in line 44, right pointer is now pointed to B. Then in line 45, S right, which is B, is not in chair count. Key B is created and then incremented by 1. Okay, then in line 50, length of the chair count is now 3, which is larger than 2. So I move the right pointer in line, but before that, in line 51, S right. No, this should be left. Chair count S left should be decremented by A. This should be decremented. This becomes 0. And now in line 52, because this is 0, I delete this key. A. Okay. And left plus equal 1. Yeah. And I come back to line 50, but now the number of keys is 2, so I go out of this while loop and go to line 56. And now my right minus left plus 1 is 2 minus 1 plus 1 is 2. So I update the max length with this. So again, this is still 2. Now in line 45, right is as the last index, D. So in line 46, S right is not chair count. No, this is already in, C is already in the hash map. So I go to line 48 and I decrement it by 1. Okay. Then in line 50, length of the chair count is 2, which is not larger than 2. I go to line 56. And now right minus left plus 1 is 2 minus 1 plus 1 is, wait, 3 minus 1 plus 1, which is 3. So max strength is now updated with 3. Okay. Then in line 59, I return 3. Okay, this is what is expected. Great. I'm pretty confident in my code, so I execute. Good, I submit my code. Great, accepted. Okay, so I quickly wrap up my coding practice. So today I solved this question, longest substring with at most 2 distinct characters. So this is one of the typical sliding window question, I think. So basically, I use the sliding window technique and I move the right pointer. And then for each right pointer, I shrink the window, which means that I move the left pointer, and as long as the current window is invalid. And as I shrink the window by moving the left pointer, at some moment it becomes valid. Yeah. So in that way, I get the longest valid substring for each end index. Yeah. Then I get the length of it. And I return the maximum length of those, lengths in the end. Okay, that being said, I finished my today's coding practice with this. Thank you so much.